how valuable that is. Right? That's like going to a financial planner and them make some guesses, you make some guesses, and then you hope together. You know, having that written down in there is just hope. You have to look at it every day, repeat it, you know, etc. You know, our pastor a couple of weeks ago started Colossians, and he says that he said, if you want to do something, read Colossians every single day. And I think he said he could do it in like 7 minutes or 6 minutes or something. I'm going to say it's kind of closer to 10, but right, every single day for like a month. So why? Because then you start to focus on it, right? So you have to focus on your vision, because vision without focus, again, doesn't matter, right? I mean, if you can see all the light, you can see all the colors, but you can't see any detail. So the way that I've always thought you do detail, Nick, is if we have this aspirational vision, and then we're going to break it down to say like a 3-year vision. Okay. So then I think to myself, if I was sitting here today, 3 years from today, what are all of the things that have to happen for me to feel happy with that progress towards that aspirational vision? Okay. Right. So that's the Dan Sullivan question, or the R factor question. If we were sitting here 3 years from today, looking back through all of the days back to today, what are all of the things that have to happen for you to be happy with your progress? Now, Nick, I know we've talked about this, but one of the best definitions of happiness that I've heard is making progress. That's how you are happy. When we're not happy, we feel like we're not making progress, right?
What's another way to look at being disgruntled about your perceived lack of progress? The gap.
You could be paralyzed. You could be focusing on the wrong things. I don't know what you're looking. Tell me what you're looking for, Nick.
No, that's living in the gap.
Living in the gap. Gosh, you know that you would think.
I love. You know what I love. I get a win for today. I stumped Jim on one of his favorite subjects.
That's true. That's true. I'm looking at the 12-week year stuff, and my strategic coach stuff wasn't coming through. But you're absolutely living in the gap. You're absolutely living in the gap. So when we look at that, for everybody that doesn't know, The Gap and the Gain, which is a book that just came out a couple of weeks ago for Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, is we plan forward but measure back. And I think this ties into periodization and the 12-month year information perfectly, because you have this aspirational goal. You have you start to say, here are all of the things that have to happen, right? Yeah. Now, you have to do that in a couple of different ways. You have to say, okay, I'm sitting here 3 years from today, and all of these things happen. None of these things happen, or they go in the wrong direction, right? Or it's worse than it was. So like, I always think of that as, and Tony Robbins uses this, the Dickens technique, right? Okay. From A Christmas Carol, is show me my future if I just don't change. Show me my future if I keep going down the path that I'm going down. Yeah. And then show me my future if I change and I do all of these things that I say I need to do to be happy with my progress. Show me my future all three ways.
Yeah.
So then when I see my future and it's painful, that inspires me and it compels me to do the other things. If I just say, well, look, I could eat cheeseburgers and McDonald's and everything every night, and I'm gonna lose weight, and I'm gonna feel good, and I'm gonna be at my top performance in all of my activities. Well, then guess what? I'll eat cheeseburgers and McDonald's and whatever my guilty sin is. Okay. But if I say, well, if I keep doing that in 3 years, I'm going to be, getting a nice scar on my chest from getting roto-rooted at the surgeon's OR, right?
Sure.
Then I would say, well, wait a minute, I don't want that to happen. So this vision thing, it's really important that we get it down, that we buy into it. I want a Ferrari. Well, okay, maybe you do, but why do you want a Ferrari? What compels you to want a Ferrari? What would life look like if you had that Ferrari? I mean, quite honestly, sometimes you do that and you go, I really don't want that.